Okay, live streaming. How to get it all set up and running, nice and easy. So this is a power board underneath. Just double check that everything's plugged in. Sometimes they get bumped, but very, very rarely. There's just a little switch on this power board that you turn on, and that'll fire up the cameras and the live stream console. So we come around and we can see that our displays are starting to pop up. We've got camera 1, our main camera, camera 2, which is up just on the right, and then we have the presentation. Camera 3 is just a spare, should we ever need it. Presentation is just not there at the moment because the computer is asleep. I'll just wake the computer up, and there it is, there, the presentation. So I'm just going to log into this computer. Beautiful. All right, now that we're at this point, what we want to do is program is what is being displayed. If you want to change that, you can preview. So if I press number 4, which is our presentation input, presentation number 4, it'll show on our preview screen on the left. And if we want to send it over to the program, then we just hit these buttons down here, which are called cut and auto, and are hard to see because of the contrast. Cut and auto. So cut will cut very quickly, nice and snappy like that. You can hit cut, and it'll just keep swapping preview and program. Boop, boop, boop. And auto will just do it with a gentle little fade. If I wanted to use camera 2, then I would hit camera 2 here, select that. It would show in the preview, and then I would hit cut, and it would go across like that. There are some other features where you can use what's called picture in picture, the little icon just down the bottom, and you can play around with that using here. There is picture in picture, you can turn it on. The thing is with this, it's not very customizable what you can do with this. It might work for your application, you can just see it as you play around on the screen. But what we've actually done is we've set up these macros, which are just little custom buttons. So macro 1, if you click that, you'll find that that is camera 1 doing picture in picture. So you wouldn't have camera 1 with a picture in picture of camera 1, that would be weird. So we might go, for example, hit number 4, and then have picture in picture of the main camera. And then we can then hit cut, and then cut it across. That's what you might want to do. And you can just play around with the macros. These might be different depending on when you look at it, but there's different macros that you can click along. So macro 1, macro 2, macro 3, macro 4, macro 5, macro 6, which clears it. So there's a bunch of different ones you can play around with, as well as the picture in picture. Now, how to actually go on air, what we'll do is you'll notice that here, YouTube off, so we haven't gone on air yet. The way that we do that is just this on air button. There is a lot of buttons on here. Really, the main ones you need to know are 1, 2, 3, 4, cut and auto, and then this on air button just up the top. So you just hit that. Notice it says on air. So that means that this console connected via this internet cable is now going out to YouTube. It's going out to the internet and it's uploading data at 0.1 megabits per second, which is just that screen there. What we do then is come across to this computer, and you want to just open up the top, just our live streaming tab. This will take you just to the home page of our live streaming channel. And apologies, I haven't got screen recording software, but usually these will all be preloaded for you. So you just select which service you want, so say 9 AM. And then since we've gone on air, there should be a video feed which will start to come through, which will be what is showing on the live stream. This can often take up to 30 seconds to load. But it's saying it has an excellent connection, which means it is receiving information. If I go off air, turn that off. Oh, there we go. Just came through. So like I said, it takes about 30 seconds for the video feed to come through. I've just gone off air on this one. So notice it's saying no data. So that means that it's not receiving anything at all. So I'm going to go back on air on my console, on air. We're uploading information. That's all good. Fantastic. That is now showing across on here. We have an excellent connection, and YouTube is saying, woohoo, you're ready to go. So then all you do is you just hit go live up the top. I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to send this out. You just hit go live, and then you will be streaming out to the big wide world, which is all very exciting, but also scary at the same time. And then at the end, what you want to do, this button will just say end stream. We're at the end of the service. You just hit end stream, hit OK, and then that will end the stream. So that is pretty much the video switching side of things. The only other part is audio. Now, the way that we do audio is there's a set of headphones here. So what you want to do is you want to have those headphones on the whole time, and you can mix that volume with this headphone adjustment knob there. Let me just focus this in. Beautiful. Headphones. So this is the headphones. We will get these labels replaced. They're looking pretty old, aren't they? So this is your main level going out to the Livestream console, the ATEM, which is this device. So essentially there is an output from here. It takes whatever you're hearing in here and it brings it across through this cable at the back into this, what is called a microphone channel, but that's why it says on. That is the audio level that we are receiving there and then sending out to the internet. So there are a few different things that you can mix here. There is from the sound desk. So notice these dials go from 0 to 10. I've just suggested equals 5 is a good starting point. Equals 5, which means just keep it pointing up at 12 o'clock is going to be a very good starting point for you to go from. So from the sound desk, this will be the band, this will be the minister's microphone, any of that sort of stuff. So if you want to mix it in, then you can just have it up like that. There is also a crowd mic, which we need for singing because otherwise the mix can sound really, really bad. You just hear straight from the singer's microphone, straight out your lounge room TV speakers, and that doesn't always sound very pretty, just because it is not disguised with any of the other instruments in the room. So what we want to do when the songs are playing, we actually want to turn this up I usually go actually about 12 to 3 o'clock, around that sort of marks during the songs. Then once the songs are done, you've heard the congregation singing with the band, which sounds much, much better. Then we can turn that back off so we don't get any background noise or coughs coming through during the middle of the sermon. There is also another one here from Livestream iMac, which if we duck across onto here, there is an iTunes playlist, which is just royalty-free music. Generally, this is just running in the background. So there's just a bunch of different tunes that just keep looping through and through again and again. So this is coming through this channel. So we can see a little bit of that level. I'll just put the headphones up to the mic. So you can hear a little bit of that noise. So that's just sort of our background royalty-free music. So you want to make sure that you have the headphones on, because otherwise the minister could have gotten up, the service could have started, but you've still got the royalty-free music, which is going through to YouTube so they can see what's happening on the screen, but you haven't actually mixed the audio. So typically during the service, you'll have that at about 5, in the 5 position. During intermissions, connection cards, or before and after the service, you might want to have that off, have the background music coming through. And then you're also going to be checking, so you can see the level here, that's good. The main level that you want to check though is what you're seeing over here. So typically you want to keep it below -5, top of the yellow and just into the red is where you want it. You don't want it too much into the red, because then it's just going to be compressing, which just sounds really, really bad. So you kind of want top of the yellow, just sort of dipping into the red there. That's a pretty good volume, and that's sort of consistently where you want to keep it. And you're going to be constantly adjusting these knobs, because as soon as a new person gets up the front and starts praying, their volume is much different to someone else's. So you might have to very quickly just react and adjust the volume up for that person, just so we can keep it at that level. Now there's no one up the front at the moment, but I'll just fade in some of this royalty-free music so there's something that we can mix in. You can see it there. So say someone else gets up and they might be speaking really, really quietly, and you know, it's coming through a little bit, but that's really annoying for the people at home because they have to be adjusting their TV volume up and down. Ideally, you're doing that for them on the fly as you're watching this, listening with your headphones, and just keeping it top of the yellow, bottom of the red is where you want it in terms of audio. So just to recap, there are different places that you can get your mix from. Red is your main mix that goes to the Livestream console. We want this phantom power on because that powers the crowd microphone, so you want that on, and obviously you want the thing turned on. So main level, keep that at 5. You're generally not going to adjust that too much. You can get a mix from the sound desk. So there is a channel on the sound desk which sends all the signals over here. It won't send the iPod signals, which is played background royalty. It plays, you know, just a background playlist of worship music because YouTube doesn't like it when we play songs through the live stream that we haven't paid for or don't have permission for, all that sort of stuff, which is totally fair enough. So the whole sound desk is routed over, but not the iPod backing track, essentially. So you can adjust that one, send that through. There's the crowd mic, which you need to use during songs. So just turn that up and then turn it back off once the songs are done. There's the royalty-free music that you can play when there's nothing else to listen to. And then there's the headphone volume, so you can have the headphones on your head. You can adjust this one as much as you want. It is purely just adjusting what is coming out of your set of headphones. If in doubt, then yeah, just you can always just turn off the console and back on again, so just using the switches at the back. If something isn't quite looking right, or you just need to reset it, I would recommend just turning it back off and on again. Sometimes it doesn't switch. It's very, very rare. Generally, this seems to work very, very well. The only other thing I'll point out while I'm looking at it here is there are media players, which are just stills. So if there is an issue during the stream or we have a mission spot with some of our sensitive missionaries, then you'll just want to display the live stream will be back shortly. So that's media player 1. And down on here, MP1. So if I hit that MP1 button, that's how I load up that. I'll just hit cut, go across, and then you can see that's how we do that. And then if you want to just go back to your computer, then you can load that up, send it across. So camera 1, camera 2, and the computer.